Do you feel like you're slowly losing your freedom in your relationship? At first, she cared about you, but now she wants to control everything: your time, your friends, your habits, even your future. This isn't love anymore. It's possession. If you find yourself constantly explaining your actions, limiting your relationships, or feeling pressured to change for her, you might be stuck in a suffocating relationship. In this video, I'll reveal 7 clear signs that she's trying to completely own you. If you recognize yourself in any of these situations, you need to wake up before it's too late. Stick around until the end to learn how to identify and handle this issue. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and like if you're new here. It helps me keep bringing you more valuable content. Do you feel like you're being watched 24/7? Does she constantly text, asking where you are, who you're with, and what you're doing? And if you don't respond fast enough, she gets upset? This isn't just concern, it's a clear sign of possessiveness. At first, you might think she's just looking out for you or making sure you're safe. But pay attention to how often these questions come up. If she's always trying to dictate your schedule, even inserting herself into your plans without your agreement, it's no longer care, it's control. Does she frequently complain when you go out without informing her? Has she ever sulked or gotten angry just because you spent an evening with friends instead of her? If so, she's trying to claim you for herself. Another red flag is when she pressures you to change your routine to fit hers. For example, if you enjoy playing sports or working on personal projects on weekends, but she constantly pushes you to give those up to spend time with her, this is a warning sign. She doesn't want to share you with anyone or anything outside of her. Remember, a healthy relationship allows both partners to spend time together without sacrificing their individuality. If you find yourself constantly explaining every little detail about your day or rearranging your plans just to please her, this isn't love, it's control. Are you experiencing this in your relationship? If so, it's time to rethink your boundaries and set some clear limits. A little jealousy can spice up a relationship. But if she gets upset, sulks, or even blames you every time you spend time with someone else, whether it's friends, coworkers, or family, that's no longer just concern. That's possessiveness. Think back to the last time you hung out with friends without her. How did she react? Did she text you constantly, asking when you'd be home? Did she act cold or distant when you returned? If she makes you feel guilty for simply enjoying time with others, this is a serious red flag. Another form of jealousy is constant suspicion. Does she always ask who you're with? Does she want to know if there are women in the group? Has she ever demanded to see your messages or call history? If so, she's not just jealous, she's trying to control you through distrust. It's even worse if she reacts negatively whenever you interact with another woman, whether it's a coworker, an old classmate, or even a female relative. This is a clear sign that she doesn't want you to have any connections outside of her. Love doesn't mean cutting off the rest of your life. A woman who truly loves you will respect your social life instead of making you feel guilty for spending time with others. If you find yourself constantly asking permission or making excuses just to meet friends, it's time to rethink this relationship. Is her jealousy making you feel trapped? If so, you need to set boundaries before things spiral out of control. Real love is about accepting each other, not shaping someone into an ideal version of what you want. If she constantly wants you to change, your appearance, clothing, hobbies, or habits, it's not because she loves you for who you are. She wants to mold you into what she thinks you should be. Does she often criticize your fashion choices? Maybe at first, it's subtle. Try this shirt, I think it would look better on you. But over time, she starts judging everything you wear. If you feel like you no longer have the freedom to dress how you want, this isn't concern, it's control. Beyond appearance, is she trying to change your interests? If you love sports, but she constantly pressures you to do activities she prefers, or even mocks your hobbies as pointless, this is a clear sign she wants control over you. A healthy relationship respects differences, not forces one person to abandon what they love. Worse, some women go as far as trying to control your thoughts and beliefs. If she regularly dismisses your opinions or makes you feel like your thoughts don't matter, you're trapped in a toxic relationship. A woman who truly loves you will encourage your growth, not turn you into a puppet to fit her standards. Ask yourself, are you changing for yourself or just to please her? If you have to lose who you are to make her happy, it's time to rethink the relationship. Stop wasting another day living in weakness and chaos. Subscribe to Stoic Success now to build an unbreakable mindset, master your emotions, and face life like a warrior. Do you feel like she's pulling you into her world too fast? If she constantly pushes you to get closer to her family and friends, even when you're not ready, this could be her way of marking her territory and making sure you belong only to her. At first, introducing you to her family and friends seems like a good sign. It shows she's serious about the relationship. But if she keeps pressuring you to attend family gatherings, vacations, or friend meetups, even when you're not interested, she may be trying to control your social circle. A bigger red flag is when she expects you to form close relationships with the important people in her life, but shows little interest in yours. If she only wants you to fit into her world while ignoring the people who matter to you, this isn't natural connection, it's manipulation. Pay attention to whether she makes you feel pressured about her family. Some women use subtle but repetitive phrases like, "My mom really likes you, so make sure you leave a good impression." "My dad's asking when you're going to take things more seriously." "You need to be friendlier with my friends. They feel like you're too distant." These statements might seem harmless, but if they keep coming up, she's trying to lock you into a social network where you feel obligated to stay with her. You have the right to build relationships at your own pace. If she truly loves you, she'll let you naturally integrate into her world, not force you to fit in immediately. Do you feel like you're the only focus of her life? If she constantly needs attention, reassurance, and becomes emotionally dependent on you in an extreme way, it's a sign she wants to possess you completely. At first, her attention might make you feel special. But take a step back. Does she text and call you all day? Does she get anxious or upset if you don't respond immediately? If you don't reply for a few hours, does she become worried, irritated, or even angry? A strong, independent woman understands that both partners need space, while an emotionally dependent one sees you as her only source of happiness. The clearest sign of emotional dependence is when she can't do anything alone. If she always wants you to be with her, whether it's grocery shopping, eating out, watching movies, or even personal tasks like shopping or working out, it means she's uncomfortable being alone. Another form of dependence is her constant need for validation. If she frequently asks, "Do you love me? Do you think I'm good enough? Am I the most important person in your life?" It's not just affection, it's insecurity and emotional control. Remember, a healthy relationship is when both partners are happy together, but can also be independent when needed. If you feel pressure to constantly reassure her and manage her emotions, you might be in a suffocating relationship. Do you feel like you're responsible for her emotions? If so, set boundaries before this drains you completely. A little jealousy in love is normal, but if she actively tries to control or restrict your interactions with other women, this is no longer just concern, it's possession. Pay attention to how she reacts when you talk to a female coworker, an old friend, or even a female relative. Does she get irritated, start questioning you about every detail, or act distant afterward? If so, she may be trying to completely remove other women from your life. Other warning signs include unspoken rules about not texting or calling any woman she doesn't personally know, trying to control your social media, asking you to delete or limit interactions with female acquaintances, getting upset whenever you mention a female coworker or friend, even if the conversation is totally innocent, constantly doubting your faithfulness, even though you've done nothing wrong. Some women even go as far as slandering or discrediting other women around you. They might say things like, "She doesn't seem trustworthy. You should be careful. I have a bad feeling about her. She's clearly interested in you." The goal isn't to protect you. It's to isolate you from other women and make you feel like you belong only to her. A woman who truly loves you will trust you and won't feel threatened by your normal interactions with others. If you find yourself asking for permission or hiding harmless conversations just to avoid conflict, it's time to question whether this relationship is truly healthy. When a woman truly loves you, she naturally wants a future with you. That's normal. But if she constantly pressures you, lays out long-term plans, and forces you to commit before you're ready, she may be trying to claim you as hers entirely. Pay attention to how often she brings up marriage, kids, or long-term commitments. Discussing the future is important in a serious relationship, but if she's pushing you to decide immediately and making you feel guilty for not being ready, that's a red flag. Other warning signs include talking about big commitments, buying a house, getting married, or starting a family, as if they're already set in stone. Using family and friends to pressure you, making sure they ask about your future plans every time you meet. Acting insecure or upset if you say you need more time to think about major life decisions. Guilt-tripping you with phrases like, "I've given you my best years and you still haven't thought about getting serious. My parents are expecting us to settle down soon. Don't you want to make them happy? All my friends are getting married. We're the only ones left. I don't want to be left behind." The key question is, do you genuinely want this, or are you just being pressured into it? A healthy relationship is one where both partners agree on the future, if not where one person dictates and the other follows. If you feel like you're being pushed into a future you're unsure about, be honest with yourself and with her. Don't let love pressure you into decisions you're not ready for. Real love is about two independent people who respect each other's space and freedom. But if a woman wants to control your time, your relationships, your thoughts, and even your future, this isn't love. It's possession. If you recognize most of these signs in your relationship, ask yourself, are you truly happy? Or are you suffocating under her control? A healthy relationship doesn't make you feel guilty for spending time on yourself or with others. It doesn't force you to change just to fit her expectations. Remember, you have the right to love, but you also have the right to keep your identity. If she can't love and respect you for who you are, then maybe it's time to reevaluate your relationship. Don't let love become a cage, because love is not ownership. Thank you for being here. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this video. Don't forget to leave a comment so we can spread positivity together.